Okay, number 13, we're going to graph from standard form. In order to graph, we always need the vertex and the a value. So here I can see the a value is -2. We will use that in our pattern, but first we need to find the vertex. I'd like to remind you that we need to use opposite b over 2a. So a is -2, b is -4. Opposite b is going to be a +4 over 2 times -2. So 4 over -4 is -1. So that is the x-coordinate of the vertex. It also happens to be our axis of symmetry. So if you do not have x equals, you will be counted wrong. This is an equation of a line. Okay, so now that I have the x value, I'm going to plug it in to find the y value. Times -1 squared minus 4 times -1 plus 5. Feel free to plug this into a calculator. This should be -2 times 1 plus 4 is 5. So that's -2 plus 9, 7. Cool. -1, 7. Now, with this 1a, 3a pattern, my a value was -2. So that means 1a is -2. 3a is -6. So I go over 1, down 2, over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, down 2, over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now that we have that, we're just going to look at the info from our graph. I'm going to start the y-intercept because we could actually see that from our last value in standard form. Should be 0, 5. My x-intercepts, they're not at pretty points, so we're just going to take our best guess. I think this is almost at -3, so I'm going to say, I don't know, negative like 2.8. And the next one, almost at 1, so I'm going to say maybe 0.8. Like I said, just approximate, do your best. The max or minimum value is just the y-coordinate of the vertex. That's going to be 7. And the x value, you guessed it, the x value of the vertex. Domain for a parabola, you can write it as all real numbers. You can write it as -infinity to +infinity. And translating that to the inequality notation, we looked at x. Now I'm going to put my less than greater than signs in. -infinity, +infinity. The range is my lowest point to my highest point. So my lowest point is actually going down to -infinity. My highest point was 7, and that will need a bracket because it for sure hits that point. So translating that to the inequality notation, we looked at y. This one's going to need or greater or equal to because I had the bracket, and then it's going to go -infinity, 7. You could also see this as y is less than or equal to 7. Both of those would show up. Okay, increasing, I'm looking at my axis symmetry and saying which side ends up if I'm looking left to right. So looking at the left side, see this ends up if I'm looking left to right. This one ended up, so this is the increasing side. So that is coming from here up until the axis of symmetry. So that came from -infinity all the way to -1. So once again, translating that to the inequality, we looked at x, -infinity, -1. And now decreasing is the side that ends down, looking left to right, so we can see as we go, this is going down. And this one started at -1 and then went to infinity. Again, we looked at the x-axis for that, so -1, infinity. You could also see these as like x is greater than -1 or x is less than -1. You know, if we just use infinities because it's easier to see. And then this one opened down. We knew that from the beginning because the front was negative.